Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever been out questing and thought, is there a better way to get around than just walking everywhere? Maybe you're spending forever running around zones, getting lost, or even wondering how other players are moving around so fast. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all of the main ways to travel around Azeroth, including flight paths, boats, hearthstones, portals, and more, so you could spend less time running around and more time playing the game. If you're new to World of Warcraft, or coming back after a break, this guide will help make getting around way more easier. So let's jump in and take a look at how to travel around Azeroth. First up, flight paths. These are one of the easiest ways to get around. They do cost a little amount of copper, but they can save you tons of time while traveling. You'll recognize a flight path NPC by the flying creature next to them, such as a Wind Rider, griffins, and any other flying creature. Or you can also just look for the flying boot icon above their heads. You have to make sure you talk to them and you'll unlock the flight paths scattered all over Azeroth, so it's a good idea to grab them whenever you see one. Each flight path depends on whether you're in a Horde or an Alliance player, so I will show you the flight masters across continents side by side. For example, if you're playing an Alliance character, the Flight Master will be located by the entrance of Stormwind here, and also here are the other locations of all the other Alliance Flight Masters across the Eastern Kingdoms. As I said, there are different flight paths for different factions, so if you're playing Horde, in Orgrimmar, the Flight Master will be located just above the drag here. And like before, this is where the Horde Flight Masters are in Kalimdor. I only listed a few, but flight masters are located everywhere on the map. Once you have a flight path, you can use it anytime when you talk to a flight master. There is no need to run through zones again, and it's a huge time saver, especially when leveling. Another way to travel are zeppelins and boats. These can take you between major cities or even continents. For example, you can ride a boat from Stormwind to the Dragon Isles, or a zeppelin from Orgrimmar to Northrend. Though I would like to add that in Stormwind on the dock closest to the city there are two different boats, one that goes to Dragon Isles and one that also goes to Borealis from BFA. You can usually tell which is which by the NPCs on the boat or the dockmaster who will announce which boat is arriving or leaving. Also, for some reason the two boats in the middle at the dock in Stormwind don't move, so just avoid those. A very common beginner mistake is getting on the wrong boat or zeppelin and ending up in a completely different area. I can't count how many times I've made that mistake, but just know it is quite a lot. So if that happens, just don't panic. You can usually just take the return trip back or Hearthstone out. Each zeppelin and boat runs on a schedule, usually every 3 to 5 minutes depending on the cycle, and they remain docked for 1 minute. These are accessible to anyone and don't cost anything, and you can find these here. In certain major cities, there are special areas that have rooms filled with transportation portals. These portal rooms let you instantly travel to other major cities and locations, which makes getting around Azeroth much faster and easier. Using these portals, you can quickly move between different continents and capital cities without having to ride boats or spend a long time traveling on foot. This is especially helpful if you're needing to turn in quests in another area, meeting up with friends, or even trying to get to a specific expansion zone. For locations, in Orgrimmar you can find the portal room near the Valley of Strength, right at the entrance of the city. In Stormwind, the main portal room is located in the Mage Quarter area. These rooms are clearly set up with multiple portals, each labeled for different destinations, so once you're there it's pretty easy to choose where you want to go. If you don't want to spend gold on flight paths or wait for boats, you can easily use your own mounts. At level 10 you can now access flying mounts, but you will learn the skywriting style which was introduced in Dragonflight. In my opinion, skywriting is a lot faster, but it does take some time getting used to, so it could be a little chaotic if you're brand new to it. When it was first introduced, I was flying into buildings and honestly kept switching my flight style back to traditional. But that's just my preference and either flight style could work for you. Classic or traditional flying can be unlocked at level 20 since it can feel a little more comfortable while you're learning the world of your class. I personally recommend the feel of classic riding more than sky riding just because it feels more smoother to me and I like to take my time wherever my journey is leading. In a future video, I'll show you some of the easiest mounts to obtain as a beginner. So don't worry if you haven't unlocked any yet, there are actually a lot of simple and fun mounts you can get early on that make traveling way more enjoyable. One final way is hearthstones. These can be found automatically placed in your bags when spawning in your new character. And how to use them is by finding an innkeeper in a city or hub and making that inn your home. This is helpful for those who don't want to just fly or port to a city and want to close or teleport to wherever you're leveling. I personally use my hearth when I don't want to walk back to my quest givers. I will unfortunately mention there is a cooldown of 30 minutes of each use, but they can be rebounded to different inns all across Azeroth. And there you have it, all points of travel, from flight paths, boats, zeppelins, mage portals, and more. These are all of your tools to travel Azeroth efficiently. If you found this guide helpful, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be making a video next on how to get easy mounts, so you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.